Hello. So, my audio didn't record for this video, so it is going to be entirely voiceover. So originally I was going to buy Acheron, but then I got to the drop and I accidentally exited the level. And yeah, so I just rage quit from that. So now I'm actually going to buy Acheron. I do have a click bot, but since my audio didn't record, I don't have the clicks for this level. So, I'm just going to talk about my opinions on all the parts while I bought this. And you'll see the showcase at the end. So this first jump apparently is a frame perfect. And I really struggled with it, to be honest. And I also have a ton of clicks, like Cursed's clicks and Zoink's clicks and just normal clicks. It's a lot. So, this first jump, this club step monster, I think the decoration for this club step monster is good. I love the fake spikes / fangs on the bottom. Those are just pretty good deco. You know what I mean? So, straight off the bat, I slow it down to 0.5 or 7, as you can see. And I go straight into practice and I start making the macro. So, the spikes on this club step monster, personally, I don't think they're a little bit stale. They're not glowy enough. And here, my FPS has this glitch where it jumps onto different things. Where it jumps to a different FPS, even if I set it, so I have to turn vertical sync on. That's what that is. So, yeah, I just go into Bloodbath, go to Rights Levels, and I go back into Acheron. There it is. Okay, so, press record, move the clickbot to the side, and yeah. I feel like the spikes on this club step monster are just kind of stale. I feel like they're not glowy enough. I mean, I know that glow shouldn't be overused, but they just seem stale. These two orbs are so hard. It took me a while to get past them, as you can see. Yeah. Then this gameplay was actually kind of fun to block. That blue orb is really, that I'm trying to get past right now, is really hard. And then you have the pink or blue orb combo, which is nice. And I really like the pulsing objects and connectors in the block design. It's just really fitting. And then there's a subtle glow. I do feel like this level overuses the black outlines under the normal lines, but that's okay. You have this pink orb. You have this jump followed by a pink orb into an orb spam, and it's really hard. This orb spam is hard because I always click an even number of times when I'm spamming. So it was really hard because you have to click an odd number of times. Because if you don't, you'll just go up and hit the saw at the top, there. Yeah. So when I get past this orb spam, you get to the next club step monster. And the problem with this club step monster is it is literally copy pasted from the first club step monster. It has that silent club step jump, that second jump from silent club step, except it is normal speed and not slow speed, so it's not as impossible. Originally I thought you would hit the first orb there, but you actually hit the last in the chain. And it's really hard because you can't buffer it, the last blue orb. So it took a while. Then you have this memory part. I turn on the hitboxes literally instantly because I cannot do this part. You hit the blue orb inside that blue orb eyeball. When I first saw this part while watching a showcase for this level, I thought it was crazy memory, this part in memory. I first thought that you had to not click the blue orb in that portal, and then you have to go inside that club step monster. But that's not the actual way, apparently. I don't know why you would want to go inside that club step monster, but yeah. Then you have this frame perfect jump into another club step monster, where once I get inside, I'll show you. Yeah, you hit that blue orb and then you jump immediately after, and that was like pretty tricky for the first time I bought this. And I forgot to mention, I just upgraded to the geode version of Mega Hack, and that basically means I don't have any of my macros. I've botted this level before. So I'm gonna make a series of just botting all of the top levels. Sadly, the Mega Hack V8 bot doesn't work always, and that's why. So now we are in the drop, and I realized that I need to slow it down way slower. So you hold from that portal. In my opinion on the club step monsters or this part, they are a bit empty, but the eyes are silly and I think it's goofy. Then gameplay for this part, extremely hard. I feel like this level's gameplay is carried by the ship. Like, it is just, all of the other parts are so much easier than the ship parts. As you can see, there are orbs in this club step monster that if I hit, they will follow me up. And it takes forever whenever I bought any riot level to get past those parts. I was lucky getting past it. Then you have this small club step monster. With the straight fly in it. And my opinion is again a bit empty, but I like the floating club step monster feel to that one. You have to do a micro click and hit a block at the top of the screen, like I did there. Then you have this frame perfect into a double speed upside down part. And also going into, I'm pretty sure that the first wave part. So this, my opinion on the wave parts, are the decoration are really good. I like the flashy feel to them, if you know what I mean. It's like a very cool thing to just have you like it flash to when you click. And also absolutely insanely hard. This mini wave part took me a while to get past. Mainly just because like it's very just like generally tight. So I'm gonna probably speed it up until I get past it. I'm almost past the mini wave part now, so this transition into a full-size cube is hard because you become full size and you hit that spike. So it'll probably be sped up, but I've spent a lot of attempts doing that. So now you have this yellow orb going into a 3 times ship part, which is only straight fly, of course. You have this part, and I was surprised. I got past all of that very fast, like all of those jumps. And I was actually like proud of myself for doing that, for like getting past it a little part at 0.3 times speed. It was like, I don't know. This jump is definitely a frame perfect and a very hard one. I know frame perfects can't actually be harder than each other, but for me it was just a weird timing. Then you have this blue orb, which you have to hit, like, you can't just buffer, obviously. You have to hit it, you can't hit it too late. Like, that was the perfect one. This part with the slope and the blue pad, you have to, it's actually harder. You have to spam until you hit the blue pad. And what happened? Oh. Sorry, my screen just went black for a second. This wave part is, again, the other wave part. For some reason, Zoink, when he was verifying this, decided to buff it a ton. I don't know why you would want to buff an already, like, pretty much impossible level. And if you're wondering why I use the all-white icons, I just find them easier to see because I'm a pretty new player in the community, so when my icons blend in, it is like, no, I cannot play. Then you have this. Oh, this. So you have this yellow orb going into a tight ship part. Then you have like the tiniest micro click on a yellow orb, and then you have like a really tight saw gap, and then you go into full size upside down ship. This took like way too long. I feel like I'm overestimating it, but if it's too long, I'll speed it up. Yeah, somehow I got through that saw gap the first try. Then you have this full size part, which with that checkpoint, that was like a bad checkpoint, and I just couldn't do it. It just wasn't possible, so I had to place a new checkpoint, and that checkpoint was actually good this time, I'm pretty sure. It did take a couple tries though. For some reason, the hitboxes are so much bigger. It's like I turned on hitbox multiplier, even though I didn't. Yeah. So, this pink orb, you have to, like, hold it for a certain amount. And it's kind of weird, to be honest. Then you have this, which is like that clubstep monster that I'm going through right now, so I'm fumbling. It's it's not just the empty block ones. It actually has some bricks in it. Then you have this, is this like the third wave? Not sure. I'm doing this like live as the video is playing. So you have this wave, and yeah, another mini wave section. Took me way too long. Might be sped up if it took too long. So yeah, you have this like, you have to go in between that gap, go up, dodge a spike, and then go down in between two spikes. And it is just so hard. And I even slow it down to 0.1, and I just have to deal with the long respawn times, which is so annoying. So every time I die, I have to sit through that, which is so annoying. And as you can see, as soon as I get past there, I speed it back up to 0.3. You have this orb in a UFO portal, and it's very hard to see, which is like annoying. And yeah, if you're wondering like how to do this, don't. Like, this part is just so hard, like all the other parts. You have this. You actually have to hold the last like orb of that blue orb span, because the pink orb won't let you do it, like won't let you jump high enough to get onto that ledge. So that's why. So you have to like hold the last blue orb. This saw jump is just, it's so hard. I don't know how someone made it this hard, because you can't like jump too late and you can't jump too early. And I finally get a good checkpoint, and then you have this ship part. You actually have to go up and in between the spikes with the yellow portal, and it is easier than it looks, surprisingly, for once. Sadly, I get a bad checkpoint there, which is not great. It was actually a good checkpoint, but I couldn't figure out how to make it good. So yeah, you have this blue orb into a cube part. All I'm gonna say about this cube part is it is a cube part. As you can see, I'm struggling with this blue orb timing, and that is because it is a hard blue orb timing. who would have known? It's the second hardest level in the game. Or is it like the third or something? I don't know. But, yeah. You have this monstrosity. You can't hit that blue orb to that pad too late, otherwise you will miss the pad. But you also can't buffer it, otherwise you will hit a spike. So it took me forever. Turns out you don't hit the orb in that portal. You don't hit the. Turns out, I thought that you don't hit the orb in that portal, but you actually do. And once I figure that out, I'll probably speed it up. I'll show you. Okay, so I got past there. So, yeah, all I needed to do is just not hit the blue orb in that portal. Then you have, not that portal, but the one before. Then you have this timing thing. It's for certain a thing. Then you have an orb in a portal. Of course, you're not allowed to see the orb because it wouldn't be a top 1 level without being able to not, because you can't, it's not a top 1 level if you can't see the orbs, you know what I mean? It has to be in a portal. It's just how it works. For some reason that yellow orb is fake. I don't know why. Then you have this blue orb. It is just like, it's so weird. So it just doesn't feel natural, you know what I mean, to do. Then you have this straight fly, but it's not really straight fly, it's more like curved fly, but you know what I mean. It's tight curved fly. And it took me a little bit, so I might speed it up if it took me too long, I can't remember. Okay, now this wave part, same as all of the other wave parts. You know, nice flash for every click and every portal and every thing that's satisfying. They're just a very satisfying thing to do. And again, like, why do the spikes have to have such a big hitbox? And I guess I'll just let this play. Obviously, you can't go down there. So, yeah. Now, again, you're not allowed to see the pink orb. It has to be under a portal. So, yeah, that pink orb, like, just dumped me. Turns out I had to go higher in the wave part, which I figure out soon. But, yeah. It took me a while to figure it out. I almost got it on that attempt, but... And there, I get it. You have to land on the very edge of that block. As you can see, the spike hitbox is not actually accurate. So you need to hit a pink orb in that ship portal, then fly up and do a really tight ground spike straight fly. And I really like the structuring for this level, actually. Like, almost every structure is a club step monster, and the rest is ground spikes, and a couple of normal spikes thrown in, and some saws. And I feel like that's a really cool decoration decision to make for this level. So, yeah. Then you have this blue orb and portal, a UFO part, a really tight straight fly, and it took me a while to get past. So, after I get past that straight fly, you're in to the last 78%. The last 77. This UFO part took me a while to figure out. Like, I was genuinely happy when I figured this out at 0.3 times speed. Turns out I just had to hit the blue pad differently to the beginning of the UFO portal, and it actually wasn't that bad. But it will be sped up for a while here. think this is where I figured it out. There you go. And this, you have to enter the ball portal in a certain way for it to be possible. And it took me a few attempts to figure it out. This ball part, it is for sure a ball part. It's just a ton of goofy ball timings that are yucky to play. And then you have this, in my opinion, iconic wave part where you have the da-da-da. Okay, that commentary wasn't very good, but yeah, you just go. It's like that one part in Stereo Extreme, if you know what I mean. You probably don't. But you just go up, go down for a little bit, go up, and then go down a lot. And I think that's it just feels so good to play, if I can even get to it. I'm finally at the mini wave part. And like all of the wave parts, love the pulses, amazing. I don't know who made the decision to make the pulses like that, but whoever did is a legend. So I guess I'll just zip through this wave part if it takes too long. And I forgot to mention one thing, saw design for the level. It is just pretty much mostly default saws, which I think is okay. The saws aren't the main focus. The main focus of this level, I think, is mainly the song and the pulses. And just the general intensity of the level. This wave part here, I struggled with because the ground spikes just make it tighter, and it took me a while to figure that out. Even though it doesn't show hitboxes in Mega Hack, like the ground spike hitboxes, I think they are still there and do make it tighter, or at least they make it feel tighter, and that makes me play worse. So took me a while to figure it out, but there, I get it. Then you have these two pink orbs, probably easiest part of the level, still extremely hard, though. So, yeah, once I get past these pink orbs into the ball part, I'll keep on talking. Now this ball part. Oh, this ball part. Again, same as that other ball part, just a ton of yucky ball timings. Then you have this yellow orb, blue orb combo. If you hit it too late, the orb too late, you crash into that spike. If you hit it too early or buffer it, then you crash into a smaller spike at the bottom. So you have to do it. It's not a buffer and it's not a late orb. So it's just a very weird thing, and it doesn't feel natural to play. If I buffer it like I did there, I hit that spike. And it takes me a couple attempts to figure it out. As you can see, I finally get a checkpoint in this 3 times mini ball part. Same as all of the other ball parts, you know the drill, yucky ball timings. Now we are getting into the, in my opinion, most iconic part of Acheron. The last slow time speed full size wave part. So if I can make the jump into here pretty soon, I will talk about this part, which in my opinion is one of the most cool parts of this level. Here it is. So you have this full size part, which I think is kind of weird I think it's cool to use slopes for mini wave parts and a full size part. Then we have the place where Zonk died at 96% and wolves. And as soon as I get down, I'll show you where they broke the 90% barrier, the 96% barrier at 97%. Yeah, it was very sad. Zoink beat that record by 1%. And from here, it is just like, there's not much to talk about. That click there is actually harder than I thought, because you have to click like frame 1 of it being possible to let go. Otherwise, you'll crash into the spike at the top. And yeah, so as soon as I get down there, I'll show you. See how I just got that spike? If you die there, that troll face appears, and I think that's just a funny Easter egg that not a lot of people actually know about. Thank goodness Zoink didn't die there. It just happens for all of those deaths. And yeah. So you have that. And now I actually start showcasing it. Sadly, I don't have the clicks again, but I showcase it with all 3 clicks. And yeah, sorry if I go to practice mode at the end, because I want to do practice mode to keep my normal best safe. And yeah, this isn't the actual showcase, so I will cut until then. And here is the final showcase.